Hello there, my friend. Welcome back. This is the channel where we dig into true crime. We skip the fluff, we skip the sensationalism, and we just go right into the crime. My name's Gavin. Thanks for being here. Glad you're here. For those of you who are wondering, who are concerned about me because of what my day was like yesterday, good grief, that was a hard day. Today is a better day. And I thank you for your concern and for chatting about it with me over in the fish tank. That was pretty awesome. Look at Demon Hugger right here, throwing dills into a water hole. That right there is a dill hole. Yes, indeed. So thanks for your concern and your I don't know, giving me good vibes yesterday was a hard day. Today was much better. I'm glad for that. Hey, enough about me. Why am I talking about me? That's just dumb. Let's talk about Maddie. That's what we're here for. We're talking about the Madeline Soto case. Now, listen, I know that there are a lot of channels that talk about the Madeline Soto case here on YouTube. It's because it's a case that is extremely offensive. It's extremely offensive. We are hurt and offended on Madeline Soto's behalf because if what police say is true, and I do not doubt them, this little girl lived a hell on earth for the last 5 years of her short life. And I'm so grateful for the men and women of law enforcement who, from what I can tell, in looking at all the reports that have been made public, did a terrific job. They did a terrific job investigating this case. The only, I guess, the only complaint I have is that they had to investigate it in the first place. It's a sad case, and these are the cases that I'm drawn to. That's actually, the case that I'm covering for my day job. It's another one of those cases, just so angry that it even exists. And I'm so grateful for everybody involved, from the law enforcement side, from the prosecution side, that works to seek some measure of justice for these victims. Today, I brought up other channels. We're going to be listening to a couple recordings that are out there already. They've been out there for about a week or so, maybe a little longer, but I haven't talked about them here on the page or my channel. If I think what I called this video was that Jen must have known, and I want to listen to these interviews. These are interviews of a couple of Madeline's peers or friends, and go back to, just keep it in the frame of mind that Madeline was going through stuff at her house in her life. I just don't see any possibility that Jen, her mother, didn't know that something was going on. I just don't see it. You guys, I think that she was complicit in it in some way. I also think that she was kind of a victim in some way. I think that Mr. Stearns was a practiced and effective predator. And not only did he look for prey like Maddie, but also for the gatekeeper prey, right? Like Jennifer Soto. But as we listen to these, let's just keep it within the frame of what did Jennifer know. Hey, while I've got you on the screen, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Elizabeth Jones back on from Hillbilly Crime. We are going to be going deep into the deposition that led, I think, to the murder of Judge Kevin Mullins. And then on Friday, we are looping back around to the Donna Adelson case. So there's a lot going on for the rest of this week. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Okay, let's bring Miss Maddie up. You guys remember, if you ever want to get my attention in the live chat, just put GF in there. Hey, wait a minute. Wait just a cotton picking minute. Is today Jamie's birthday? How did I not know this? What? Happy birthday to Jamie. Jamie is the OG on my channel. I don't even claim that. Well, no, I think Mooney's probably the OG. But when it comes to the fish tank, Jamie is the OG. She put this together for me and has been managing it. She's been working as a mod. She is awesome. So happy birthday, Jamie. You are deeply loved and appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, so put a GF in your comment if you want me to see it. Like, for example, it highlights on my end, hello, GF and all the fishies. So please do that while we are going through this, okay? The first recording that I'm going to play is about 9 minutes and 35 seconds long. It is an interview by Detective Morris. I think Detective Smallwood was there as well, and it is the interview of a person whose initials are IW. She's one of Maddie's friends. This interview was talked about in the records that we've been through, but here we're going to actually hear her voice. So let me just go ahead and begin, and I will keep my eye on the live chat while this is playing.
All right, real quick. So the date is March 12th, 2024. The time is 12:27 p.m. Myself, Detective Morris, Detective Smallwood. We are at Hunters Creek Middle School on reference case number 24001896. So, real quick, what is your first name? Mm-hmm. Like the country? Mm-hmm. And what's your last name? When's your birthday?
These are all redactions that the police did. I didn't.
Your address?
That's a good question.
Okay. Do you have a phone number?
No.
You don't have a phone. Okay.
I don't have a phone, but I have a Snapchat. That's it.
Okay. Do you live with both mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
What's your mom's name?
I live with my stepdad and
Okay.
my mom.
I don't know.
All right, what's your mom's last name? Do you know her phone number?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're going through some of these redactions, right? It's
Okay.
typical
What grade are you
these
in?
cases.
7th.
7th. Okay. So in 7th grade, I'm pretty sure you know the difference between truth and a lie. Okay, so I don't have to question on that stuff. Mm-hmm. So during our conversation today, do you swear to tell me the truth and nothing but the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a really bad liar anyway, so.
Well, that's good. You never want to become a good one. So, okay. So we are here to talk about Miss Maddie. Okay. And
Do you want the other one later?
yeah, she can wait. So myself and Detective Smallwood here, we are the lead investigators on her case. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what we're trying to do is talk to as many people as possible to find out what Maddie was all about, what she liked, what she disliked, and stuff like that. Okay. From what we understand, we think. Do you know? From what we understand, is that was Maddie's best friend. Is that true? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, did you have any classes with Maddie?
No, but I would see her like when we were transitioning classes. I see her at Recharge, hang out with her then.
Okay. What kind of friends do you think you were with her? Like good friends,
Really good
so-so?
friends. Really good friends. I loved her a lot.
Okay. Did you ever communicate with her over the phone or, because you said you don't have a phone, just Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
Would you communicate with her via Snapchat?
No, actually, I have a weird story with that.
Okay, what's your story?
So basically, I added her. I found her account and know for a fact it was her account.
Mm-hmm.
But I added her. I wasn't expecting to be added back. It was just like a thoughtful thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up yesterday morning and she had added me back.
Okay.
And I thought that was weird because I was like, "There's no way.
Yeah.
There's physically no way.
Right.
Unless someone has her account, but like, why would they add me?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know if I'm a stranger or not. That's weird.
That is true.
So I just wanted to say that.
Okay. So had Maddie had a birthday party
Yes.
a couple weekends. Did you go to that party?
No, it was a family party.
Okay. Do you know if any of her friends went to that party? Because I think some of her friends were invited.
They were?
I think
know
so.
them. I don't
She has the
know.
cutest
Might have
little
been, like,
voice.
family friends, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think a lot of her friends were invited unless they were close to, like, in, like, her actual friend group area.
Who
No.
was her friend?
Tim, this is not Maddie. This is Maddie's friend, IW. We don't know her name. I can guess what her name is, but let's call her IW.
Like, what's her close friend group?
I know there's. I forgot her last name, but.
Does she go to school here?
Mm-hmm.
What grade is she in?
7th, and I
Okay.
had first period with her. Um, what did I think about that? Oh,
Okay.
it was like Williams. I know Williams somewhere.
And those are her close friends?
Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that I know of. The other ones I don't really talk to, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Would you consider these three like her best friends?
Yeah.
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 Okay. How often would you talk to Maddie?
Almost every day.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about her.
It was like more funny because we were both very, very chaotic people as personality wise. So when we would mix, it would just be pure chaos, and it was always really fun with her.
It always tickles me when kids use grown-up terminology. It just tickles me. And I know that she's 13. She's growing up. She's a teenager, but we're very chaotic. Just pure chaos. I'm sorry. It just tickles me. And what a description of oneself. But yeah, this is a bright girl. I'm very proud of her for talking to the police like this.
It was like she would always make jokes and it'd be really funny to laugh at. I remember on her birthday, the dean announced her. She was like, "Happy birthday, Maddie!" And then everybody was like, "Oh my God, happy birthday!" And I'm gonna go hug her. I said like, "Happy birthday!" And the person she did when I hug her, she's like, "Oh my God, who is this?" And I same as that to me. She had like this funny way of talking. I remember a lot of the time that I was the one that, you know, when middle school girls were really crushes, like they're like, "Go take my crush with me." I was always the one for that because I had a class with them, and apparently we're friends. I did not know that before she said that, but anyway, yeah, there was funny moments that she always had where she had a blanket, she put it over her backpack, and then she'd bounce around the backpack, and her backpack was low. And then this guy called her a turtle when he was supposed to be like making fun of like the plastic surgery like on the butt. But like, she was just a very funny person. Like, she never showed any signs of anything,
Okay.
so no one really expected it. She was very funny. She was very genuine. She was a person that if you were sad or depressed or I was really sad one day, and she was like, as soon as I saw her, she like changed the conversation from me being depressed to something like really happy about myself. And then
That was
like,
good.
if you were feeling
What
insecure
a-
about yourself, she would like be like,
What a
"Why?"
sweet description of Madeline. She's not like her best friend, but good friends. Talks about how she made other people feel good about themselves. What a sweet thing to say, and what a wonderful thing to be said about you.
It's like, you're beautiful, and they compliment you over and over again. It was really nice.
Did she ever talk about having any boyfriends or anything like that?
She had a crush.
On who?
No boyfriends. Oh no, she did date a dude, but it wasn't last. Like,
By the way, let me just remind you again, this happened on March 12th. This interview happened on March 12th. So this is 11 days past when Maddie's body was found. They knew that she was gone, and they're following up, talking to anybody who they can talk to, it sounds like.
everyone talks about him. He doesn't.
When was this?
It's like last year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who she's dated since then. Really, I'm not huge when I see my friends with their relationship. But I know she had a crush on the dude. So there's that. That's all I know about that situation.
Gotcha. You don't happen to know the phone numbers to any of these young ladies, do you?
No, I do not. I mean, I have them on my watch, but my mom puts them on there. But I don't really have their phone numbers at all.
Okay. All right. So Maddie hasn't talk to you about something that may be going on in her life recently or anything like
There
that?
was this time where she was crying in the bathroom over a teacher, but now I think about it, I don't know if it was really about the teacher or the teacher just sat on top of it, like a cherry on top. But I remember I walked out of my classroom, like our classrooms were like this. So when I walked out, I could see her classroom. And her classroom, she was like right there getting yelled at by the teacher for literally no reason. And she was on the verge of tears, and she went to the bathroom. And I came out to like wash my hands, and she came in like literally bawling her eyes out. I was like, "Are you okay?" And she said, "No, like school's like really stressing me out and stuff." And I told her like, "Hey, have you tried like staying home?" And she said, "My mom doesn't want me to stay home. She never lets me stay home." And I said, "Oh, like at least we'll like do what normal children do, pretend to be sick or something." And she was like, "Oh yeah," and then I didn't see her for like a week after that. So
Gotcha. Did leading up into, I don't know if it was last Monday or the Monday before, when all this happened,
that was the Monday before last Monday.
right? Okay, so leading up to that, did Maddie talk to you about if she was feeling ill or sick or anything like that?
No, but I did notice that she was wearing more baggy clothes than usual. Like usually, I don't know if this is weird or anything. I didn't notice that. I'm a huge style person. But usually she'd wear hoodies that were baggy, but not really that baggy. And then I noticed she started wearing more baggy clothes and more longer hoodies.
Gotcha. Any idea why?
I didn't think.
So I was thinking about that. So she's wearing baggier clothes. She's wearing hoodies that are more baggy. The thing that I keep coming back to, and I think that we know that Maddie was not pregnant, but I don't know that we know that Maddie did not think that she was pregnant. Man, that was a sentence that was poorly constructed. We don't know if Maddie may have thought she was pregnant or not. Man, I tried twice and it was horrible both times. But you guys get what I mean, right? If Maddie thought that she was pregnant, and she talked with, I don't know, Stearns about it, or her mother about it, even if it wasn't the case, the fact or the idea that she thought she was may have put her in danger. And again, somebody said it earlier, listening to these little voices, like this girl's voice, it reminds us that 13-year-olds are little girls, right? They're just little girls. And man, just remember what Beth Meeks said a couple of days ago when she was on Monday, talking about how abusers they do convince their prey a lot of times that what they're experiencing is what love is, and they have no experience to teach them otherwise or to inform them otherwise, right? And so they are turned into, they eventually will grow out of it and understand. They will be able to see other normal relationships their age. But if she was kind of gaslit into believing that this was a relationship, I know that it wasn't. I know that. You guys don't need to get upset. I know that it wasn't. It was abuse. But if she thought that this was a relationship and then all of a sudden she is thinking that she is pregnant, let me bring up maybe an older picture of Maddie. That might put her into the danger zone. Yeah, and an indication that she may have thought that she was pregnant are these baggy clothes, right? More baggy than usual. I mean, there are other explanations too, to be fair, right? I mean, kids of that age start to become aware of their bodies, and they start to, I just remember being very embarrassed at that age of, going through puberty and all that stuff, especially that other people, I didn't know that other people felt the same way. I just thought that there were people talking about it, and it hurt when they would say stuff that cut a little too close to home, right? So anyway, it's possible that she was just like a 13-year-old girl and she wanted to be in more baggy clothes. She didn't want people seeing her. But one of the possibilities is that she thought that she was pregnant. She didn't want people to know. She wanted to cover it up. So, and whether or not it was true at this stage to me doesn't matter if she thought it was true. Okay.
I was like, oh, well, she loves hoodies, so I'm just wearing them.
Let me go back just a little bit.
Usually she'd wear hoodies that were baggy, but not really that baggy, and then I noticed she started wearing more baggy clothes and more longer hoodies.
Gotcha. Any idea why?
I didn't think any of it. I was like, oh, well, she loves hoodies, so I'm just wearing oversized hoodies. Yeah. I remember my friends did tell me, like, she did talk about her friend, like her stepdad, but it was only, like, good things. It was never, oh, I don't want to go home or anything, or, like, anything like that. It was always compliments for her stepdad. And as someone with a stepdad, I never thought anything of it. So.
Yeah, of course, at this point, she knows that Stefan Stearns has been arrested for it, and it's gotten out into the community what he is alleged to have done. And I say allegedly because he's not convicted of it. I believe the police, but this young lady knows what he was accused of doing, and still remembers when Madeline talked about her quote unquote stepdad, which really wasn't her stepdad. It was happy things, and that simply might be that she felt like she was in a relationship with this grown man, which is what predators lead them to believe, right?
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Miss. I love that name, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. And I guess they can let you go back to class or whatever.
I was at London.
At
I finished my
London.
food already, so I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
What did she just say?
I love that name, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. And I guess they can let you go back to class or whatever.
I was at London.
At
I finished my
London.
food already, so I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Something about Mattaby. I couldn't tell what she said.
12:36 p.m.
Okay, so that is the interview of Little Miss I.W., Maddie's friend. Let me go through a couple of comments here real quick. Brenda, thank you. Yeah, I work on that page quite a bit, and glad that you like it. And thank you to all my patrons who take care of me. Butterfly Kisses, welcome to the membership. Glad that you are here. Roger Bro says, Gavin, why would she say, talking about Jen, she was worried about it turning into a Woody Allen situation unless she knew they were doing stuff? I do think that is a fair inference that one can take from that comment, that she knew what was going on, that she worried that the relationship between Stefan Stearns, I'm using relationship loosely in air quotes, guys, that relationship might turn into a actual romantic relationship a la Woody Allen. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, bro. Gavin, we're picking up what you're laying down. Good. Thank you, Demon Hugger. Gavin, many victims of SA wear baggy clothing to make themselves look less desirable. She may have been self-conscious of her curves. I see what you're saying. So maybe it's less about, I mean, that's one of the things that kiddos do. Everybody reacts to a change in your body as you're growing into puberty and throughout puberty a little bit differently. Some embrace it and some flaunt it, and boys and girls. And some of them don't want anybody to see it. And that's where I was going. It was on, with her peers. But what you're saying, Jersey Red, number 13, apparently there are 12 Jersey Reds before this Jersey Red that she was trying to make herself less desirable to her victimizer. I had not thought of that. Yeah, Tina says she may be 13, but I think she is fully aware of what she's saying, meaning why Maddie was wearing baggy clothes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm picking it up. Rihanna really puts into perspective how young Maddie was. Her peers sound so young. Yeah, 13 is not mature, man. You think you're mature when you're 13. At least I did. Now, the friends that I hung out with, especially the girls, they specifically did not think that I was mature at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25. I was always the immature one. It's pretty funny. Oh my goodness, that is bringing back some memories. Goodness sake. Mari Siraki, sorry if I'm butchering your name, Mari. Gavin, don't children or even adults wear clothes to make them feel invisible when they have been abused? Yeah, you're saying what commenter was saying, what Jersey Red was saying, right? And I hadn't thought in those terms. You guys are so far ahead of me. It's really quite impressive. So good. You guys are so good, man. Hyatt says this is so sad, and indeed it is. Indeed it is. Okay, Demon Hunger's friend, Todd McGill. Gavin, is our system so broken that SA can't be uncovered or addressed sooner before something tragic happens? Is it a fear or embarrassment to report or feeling trapped, threatened? Well, I think what a great and complicated question. Can I tell you what happened today? So I'm sitting in court today. In the gallery, I'm reporting on a case that's happening in our neck of the woods. It is the murder of 2-year-old Keaton Morrison. And this isn't a perfect example or a perfect comparison, but I think it is telling of kind of who we are as people. Okay. Keaton Morrison was alleged to have been taken by his mother and his mother's boyfriend away from his father, who had custody. And I'm oversimplifying this. And then they ran away and they went to Venango County, Pennsylvania. They went to Oil City, and they lived in the basement of a friend of the boyfriend's. I know it's a lot of dots to connect, but anyway. Over the course of 22 or 23 days from the time that the child was taken from the father to the time that the child was deceased, he had bruises on him that were known by at least 3 people, and those people would be his mother and the 2 people that they lived in the basement of. Okay. The 2 people in whose house they were staying, upon discovering a bruise the size of like a football, that might be overstating it, a softball, but a bruise, questioned why this child was bruised, and the boyfriend said he fell down the stairs. And their reaction to that was, you need to get out of the house. Not, we're calling the police right now. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, and by the way, the guy who discovered the bruising was like, I'm not his parent, so I didn't call anybody. I didn't call the police, didn't call Children and Youth Services, Child Protective Services, whatever it's called in your area. I didn't do that because I'm not the child's parent. And I wanted to shake him. I wanted to just shake that guy. Number 2, when the mother of this child, after he was missing, eventually called the police and said she didn't report him as missing. She reported that there are bruises on his son and that she suspected her boyfriend was abusing their child. Okay? The police told her, you need to call Children and Youth Services. Translate, that's not a criminal issue, that is a civil issue. To which I want to say, nay, it is not a civil issue, it is a criminal one. But that is what the police told her. And it was after that. And I'm trying to be as graceful as I can toward this woman, because she was being controlled by this man. She then reported the child as missing once she had gotten to work and was in a safe place. Anyway, so getting back to your comment, is our system so broken that SA can't be uncovered or addressed sooner before something tragic happens? Is it a fear or embarrassment to report or feeling trapped, threatened? I think it is all of the above. I do think it's fear. I do think it's embarrassment. I think it is a fear of embarrassment. But I also believe, like, sometimes the abused parties are the ones who actually believe what their abusers tell them and think there's no way out and think that there could never be anything without them and so forth, right? And I know what I was sharing is just not a perfect comparison, but I mean, what do we do? I mean, if we're talking about a societal level, I don't know that we can do all that much, but on a personal level, what are we going to do? What can we do? And I think each of us needs to have kind of a come to Jesus and say, I am not going to be afraid of this. I am going to address this if I find out about it. That's, and I know that's easier said than done, but what a great comment. Mrs. Italy D says, how do we know she was not pregnant? Has that been said by the authorities? To my knowledge, it has not been said by authorities. It has been said by family members. Oh, no. I'm trying to think. I think it has been said by authorities. Oh, what a terrible answer. I can't remember where, though. I think it may have been in one of the interviews with Jen Soto. Sorry, I don't have a good answer for that. But for me, it doesn't matter if she was or was not. If she thought she was, that puts her in danger. Retro Music, Gavin, he maybe thought she was and told him she was going to tell people. Yeah, that's what put her in danger. That is the thing about being. I have an opinion that I will share with you guys at the risk of sounding misogynist, which I don't want to sound. But I think this is important, especially in terms of the people that I love. I mean, I have 3 daughters, crying out loud, and I have a wife that I deeply care about as well, the most important person in my life. I don't want her to be a victim. I don't want my daughters to be victims. But what I really want my wife and daughters to understand is that that men who are predators of them are extremely dangerous, and they don't even know how strong, what the difference in strength is. Taking like a man and a woman of the same size, same weight, same height, same everything, the man is going to be physically stronger on average, right? Not in every example, but on average. And that's one of those things, like if she told him that she was going to tell people, not understanding how dangerous he was. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I want women to understand just how much danger they could be in and follow Beth Meek's advice. You can lie to get yourself out of danger. You don't have to follow societal rules. Don't follow societal norms to get out of danger. Scream, yell for help, kick, fight back. Don't be polite. And I'm sorry if this sounds too stereotypy and even misogynistic, but that's how I feel. You got to understand. And maybe Maddie didn't. And why would she? She's 13 years old. Just how much danger she may have been in. Okay. Let's pause there. We're going to go to the next recording. Okay. This next recording is the same day. In fact, I think it was the very next interview. This is again Detective Morris. It's on the 12th of March. It's at 12:39 p.m., which is 12 minutes after the first one started, and the first one was 9.5 minutes, so you guys know kind of where I'm coming at. This is an interview of a girl named or whose initials are SS. She also is Maddie's friend. And this girl's interview is 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's take a listen.
The time is 12:39 p.m. It is March 12, 2024. The time is 12:39 p.m., which I just said. We are at Hunters Creek Middle School. It's myself, Detective Morris, Detective Smallwood, and this is in reference to case number 24001896. So your first name again is? How you spell that? Okay, and what's your last name? And what's your birthday? Okay, do you have a phone number? And what is your address?
I'm not sure, Miss Italy D.
Okay. What grade are you in? Eighth. All right. So you being in the 8th grade, I don't think I have to question you to see if you know what the difference is between a truth and a lie. Do you know the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yeah.
Yes, Ken.
Okay. So if I would say this computer is orange, would that be true or a lie?
It's a lie.
Okay. If I said this little figurine right here is a lion, is that truth or a lie?
True.
Okay, perfect. All right. So during our conversation, do you swear to tell me the truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So like I said, we are here to talk about Maddie. Okay. Did you have any classes with her?
No, but I had band, and when I walked to band, I had chorus, and she had chorus, and we passed by each other.
Okay. How would you describe your friendship with Maddie?
Not that close, but I was friends with a lot of people in her friend group.
Mm-hmm.
So when we heard about the news, it's I went to comfort her friends because imagine your best friend dying. That's crazy. But yeah.
Who would you consider Maddie's best friends here?
Guys, and I've shared this before, I am 49 years old, and I lost my best friend to cancer when we were 14 years old. It's close to this age. He was in 8th grade, I was in 9th. And I had 2 years to come to grips with it, to come to terms with it. So it wasn't like he was murdered and his life was just taken. I had years to come to grips with it. And at the age of 49, it is still extremely difficult and painful to think about. What this little girl said, what SS just said, imagine your best friend dying, is so insightful, right? Because these kids, some of them, not all of them, some of them will be able to move on, but some of them will be heartbroken for the rest of their lives. And I don't know. It's just, there's the old adage or maybe cliche that when somebody is taken, their entire future is taken, right? But it's absolutely true. All of the friendships that would have blossomed over the years, the ones that would have fallen apart, the new friendships, the loves, the family, the careers and the work and the fun times, all of that is taken away. And while a 13-year-old may not think in those terms, they will have to come to grips with it over the course of a long life, hopefully a long life for them. So this little girl is very insightful, and I don't know, really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So when
I
we
backed
heard
it up a
about the
little.
news, it's I went to comfort her friends because imagine your best friend dying. That's crazy. But yeah.
Who would you consider Maddie's best friends here? Okay.
Wow.
Do you happen to have phone numbers for
Tanya, great comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's off. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And no, you're not supposed to have phones in school, right? Nowadays.
Yeah.
How's your day going so far?
Normal day. Just waiting for the spring break to come.
Next week, right?
Yeah.
Who's? Do you know that hangs out with that same friend group?
I think I heard her name, but I don't have her number.
You know her last name or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and so
Yeah, this is a long redaction.
Got it. All right, but you said you're not very close with, or you weren't very close with Maddie.
no.
No.
But I knew about her.
Did you ever talk to her like on a daily basis, or did you only talk to her every once in a while?
Once in a while, I actually like had a good conversation with her the last day she came to school on Friday.
What was that conversation about?
It was about a boy that she really liked.
Who was that?
I don't know his last name.
What did she say about that?
That he like we were at the student staff game, and the most of the time she was just looking for him, like where's she at, and she just really wanted to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else? Did you guys talk about anything else?
No. She was like really happy, like you wouldn't know that was happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like she like it never showed.
Oh,
No. She was like really happy, like you wouldn't know that was happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like she like it never showed.
what's really sad is that this little girl has to be aware of what was happening behind the scenes. You know, and Maddie was happy, I think, because Stefan was gone. He was gone for like a month, and I think that made her extremely happy. He came back the day before she disappeared. So maybe that's why she was happy.
Gotcha. All right. Who would you say other than you said and I are her close friends?
Yeah.
Any idea? Somebody said maybe on vacation or something. Do you know? Are you friends with them?
I have her number, and I got more friends with her since Madeline's death. Like, they come for her, then we actually have, like, a lot of likes, and just became friends.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Do you know, is there anything you can tell me about Maddie that maybe somebody else doesn't know?
I got a lot of information from so that's probably why
What kind of information did you get from?
that. I'm sorry, I don't remember a lot, but like
That's okay.
at her birthday party, her mom didn't come, and it was like I believe her dad was there. I don't know, but like she was really like mad and like she wanted her mom there, and that's.
Of course.
Did say who else was at her birthday party?
I don't know who was at the birthday party, but I knew she was there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that was like the last day. That same one as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything? All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. I guess they can let you go back to class. So the time is 12:45 p.m.
And that is the end of that. Let me bring a couple more comments here. Yeah, Jen, a lot of you are saying that Jen knew what was going on. I think that she probably did too. I'm pretty confident that that is the case. Let me go all the way down to the bottom here. Tish Callahan Smith says, Gavin, the police usually already know the answer to the questions they ask, and they ask veiled questions about the possibility of her being pregnant to several people. That's what I keep going back to. Oh, that's an interesting observation. Yeah, I think that's a good observation. They do keep coming back to that. Very interesting. Great comment. Love it. Oh, sorry if I was muting in and out. Sorry about that, guys. It's going on and off while I speak. Well, I'm so sorry. Try not to do that. Horror Queen 1988 says, I feel like kids nowadays are more insightful because of the things they've witnessed or experienced. They've had to grow up quicker than generations before them, only this time they're smarter. Yeah, it is. It's almost sad, right? You want kiddos to be able to experience childhood. Sandra, thank you very much for gifting a membership. So kind of you. You guys are awesome. All right, guys, thank you for your insight on this. I am with you. I do believe that Jennifer knew what was going on. I can't imagine a world in which she couldn't have known what was going on. I don't know. One of my concerns is that there still aren't charges, and I really think there should be. And so I'm hoping that, I really hope they come. I really do. That's going to wrap us up, guys. Remember, tomorrow we have Elizabeth Jones coming on to talk about the deposition that Sheriff Mickey Steins was acting strangely in just a few days prior to shooting Judge Kevin Mullins to death. She has been going through that deposition, and I cannot wait to talk to her. I hope you guys will join us tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Then on Friday, our plan is to go back around to the Dan Markel case, take a look at what's going on with Donald Adelson, and I hope you guys will join me for that. Remember that on my website, you can click on CrimeCod. That will take you to my full-fledged true crime website that has all sorts of great stories. You can sign up for the newsletter where you can get CrimeCod delivered to your inbox. Also, if you click on this little fishy up there, that will take you to the fish tank. One last thing I will bring up is if you click on support me, scroll past all the ways you can support me, and look how you can support Autumn, who wrangles all my mods. She's my lead moderator, and she's rad. And you guys keep taking care of her, and I deeply appreciate it. Very special thank you to the Super Chat tonight. That was amazing. Let's see, that was Sandra. Thank you very much for that Super Chat. I deeply appreciate it. With that, guys, I shall bid you adieu until tomorrow night at 7:30 when we will be talking to Elizabeth Jones. All right? Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.